VCR Podcast with your host, Fish.
They're just bastardizing our childhood and the classics.
Chris.
Nintendogs drove me. It's what makes me want to hurt people.
Radical.
People in general still bitch about everything. It still doesn't change.
Let the podcast begin.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the VCR Podcast, the only podcast that predates itself in the moment the title is spoken. Adam, aka CS Radical, here with you guys. I did it!
You did it properly?
The intro's good, I think. Let me check. Okay, mics are on.
Oh, no.
He was actually on mute this entire time during the recording.
Oh my god, I would drive me crazy if it did that again. Because I finally realized that whenever I change scenes, it changes where the inputs are on my remote control here. Because I have everything on this phone here. So whenever I switch the scene from the intro to the show graphic, it changes where all the buttons are. So as soon as I'm about to hit the button, it changes it. I'm like, ah, shit, where'd it go?
Is this your current phone or your previous phone or your current phone?
How could I use my previous phone? There's no
Don't you still have it?
There's no SIM card in it anymore.
Oh, I didn't know if you needed a SIM card for this for that.
Well, you need an internet connection, so I'd imagine I need to get everything going.
Wouldn't Wi-Fi work or not?
I don't know. I'm not familiar with phones. So either way, that's a tangent I don't really give a shit to go on. Okay. And besides, why would I keep... I have this shiny new thing here. Why would I ever go back to the old one? Fuck that shit.
Adam, I don't know if you did the segue and intro properly, actually, now that I think of it. I think you forgot to activate our listeners.
No. No, I did not. They're always at 0. It's just perpetually at 0.
Press the button.
We are talking to
+1.
a metaphorical and mostly like literal wall, okay? I mean, I'm positioned directly at a wall, so technically I'm not wrong.
Well, we've been very consistent then, haven't we?
Yeah, if there's one thing we are, it's consistently bad, but you know that is what it is here on the VCR Podcast. So yeah, Chris and Vish with me here as always, here in some sort of presence, that being Chris having to be prepared for potential shots over segues, and Vish, I guess half here because he never listens to what I say anyway, so.
I would like French toast, thank you.
Oh, okay, perfect. Well,
sorry, what game have you been playing?
The French toast simulator.
Well, shit, if that's what we want to do, let's start with the intro with what we've been doing lately. So, Vish, how's the French toast simulator going?
It's the Kickstarter is still at 0.
That is bullshit. There's no way. Okay,
there's no way.
Real talk, there is no way a game that was on Kickstarter named French Toast Simulator would only be at $0. That would get funded real quick.
My wallet already walked over to the computer and bought it itself. I'm not even there. It's just doing it automatically.
When do I tell you guys all the money's go to the Cayman Islands?
As long as I get French Toast Simulator, I don't give a fuck where it goes. Just give me the French Toast Simulator.
You're definitely gonna get it. Definitely.
Probably around the same time that Star Citizen's gonna finally come in.
Ooh.
Exactly. No, it'll be the same time that it'll be the same time that Cyberpunk finally comes out.
That is actually going to happen a lot sooner than Star Citizen will.
Yeah, I think
if Star Citizen had come out when it probably should have, I think Star Citizen should have been like almost 4 years old by now, I think.
Yeah.
And it may sound like I'm being like a little over the top. I might actually not now that I think about it.
Or no, it'll come out when New Mutants comes out.
Doesn't that game have like $50 million plus attached to it and still hasn't even popped out like a half decent beta?
The Star Citizen?
Yeah.
Citizen? Yeah.
Or a French Toast Simulator.
Look. The joke is over. Now we're talking about the real joke, which is people who paid a lot of money for Star Citizen have gotten nothing for it. Still.
Yeah. There's some Kickstarters that just don't, like, they're never fully stopped.
I've only ever put one Kickstarter in my life, and that I think I can get easy access to it. Oh no, it's if I move it, it's gonna knock over a bunch of shit. But I got a Rooster Teeth's $1 Million Butt, which was a Kickstarter, and that's because I'm like, if Rooster Teeth doesn't release this, they're in trouble because like they're pretty they're like, it's not like some random indie studio. No, people don't know who the fuck they are. They better release this.
Yeah.
But anyways, Vish, aside from French Toast Simulator, what have you been up to?
on the gaming front, it's at 0.
So
but I
normal.
watched. Yep. I watched the new Transformers show on Netflix, War for Cybertron.
Yeah, because I think there was a game for that out, wasn't there?
I don't know if it's that one, but I played that game, but I don't know if it's based on I don't think it's based on the game.
No, it's.
But oh my god,
license name.
I have never seen a better incarnation of Transformers ever.
Now, is it live action or animation?
It's animation.
Okay.
But there's so much depth in it, story-wise, character-wise, and like the dynamics actually between like characters like Megatron and Optimus weren't like bitter enemies. They were like allies who went through different paths and became enemies, but they were still like, they weren't like bitter hatred. There was like, I don't want to do this, but you're going to make me do this. It was so well done, so well written. So the animation is absolutely gorgeous. The story is really well done. It literally was everything you wanted the Michael Bay movies to be.
Well, we knew that wouldn't happen regardless.
Yeah.
I mean, Hollywood, when it comes to pop culture, doesn't really do storytelling very well.
No.
It was so good. Like it's short too. It's only 6 episodes. It's only a 3-hour season, but it was done so well, and I can't wait to see like the whole thing. I think it's a trilogy of seasons, and it's just I just hope the next season's more episodes because it was literally that good. It's the best animated series on Netflix besides Castlevania.
Well, that's saying something too, considering the Transformers. I think a lot of people would probably go back and be like, well, you can't beat the old nostalgia of the originals, right? So
no.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing. Like this whole like you agree with it too a lot of times. It's like nostalgia. Just because it was the first, just because it was the original, doesn't mean it's the best. It was just our first.
And I think we also we intrinsically have a tendency to take nostalgia with a higher grain of salt than most other things.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, absolutely.
Like again, like when I talk about the nostalgia, I go back to Tobey Maguire. He wasn't the best Spider-Man. He was just the first Spider-Man.
Yeah, but how many people actually talk really good about Tobey Maguire Spider-Man?
A lot of people do.
I do.
A lot.
He's still my favorite. He's not the best, but he's still my favorite.
Well, no, but what I mean is, like, I don't think people talk about Tobey Maguire Spider-Man the same way that, like, people were like, well, you know, it can't be as good as the original Transformers. I think most people are just kind of like, when it comes to Spider-Mans as a whole, because they're just like, well, it wasn't Andrew Garfield.
No, honestly, okay. Andrew didn't get the chance he deserved. And
I mean, he got 2.
Yeah, he got 2 movies. That's the same as... He's only 1 behind, I think, the other 2.
Fair enough.
I mean, to be fair, Toby only got 2 real cracks. The other one, he got what's his fucking name? What's Eric Foreman's fucking...
Topher
Grace.
You're nothing.
Yeah,
that didn't happen. There's only 2 Spider-Man movies.
No, you have to accept the canon, Chris.
Damn it.
Eric Foreman Venom is totally a thing that happened. Because he was a dumbass.
I've accepted it. And
yeah. It's not the worst movie of all time, but it's definitely like a 5 out
It's not the worst Spider-Man movie of all time, but it's close.
No, for me, that was the absolute worst.
I really don't like the Amazing Spider-Mans. Like horribly don't like them, so.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan either.
I just thought, I don't know. But no, the other thing, speaking of utter garbage.
So here comes the Madden conversation.
I was playing, I was watching The Predator because I love Predator
as
a kid of the 80s.
You were telling me about this, and I'm like, why would you do that to yourself?
Oh, God. It was so bad. So
I know.
Bad.
Color me shocked that a series that has not been touched in a long time, apart from like mashup movies like another Alien versus Predator, color me shocked that the first reiteration of this movie ended up not being that great. It's almost like that's a pattern going around in Hollywood.
I know Chris will automatically hate this movie for one actor in it. But did you watch Predators with Adrian Brody?
No, I didn't see that.
So that was actually fun. That was actually like a cool sci-fi action movie, but this one was so just utter garbage. I couldn't even I'm gonna spoil some of it. It's that bad that I have no guilty conscience for this.
Nah, don't spoil. Don't spoil. Don't ruin it for other people.
No, I'm saving people. You don't understand.
If they're dumb enough to go watch The Predator, they have to deal with it.
One Predator sends in us a Predator killing suit. It's basically an Iron Man suit with a Predator mask. It's so fucking horrible. It's just I want to save people. I'm trying to be a hero here.
No, you're not being a hero.
It was that
you've said
terrible.
Something that's going to make people curious. You understand that, right? That wasn't a spoiler that made people go, that sounds stupid. Somebody just heard that. Iron Man Predator? Yes, please.
Oh, sorry. War Machine, because there's a cannon on the shoulder.
You're changing.
Still making me want to see it.
I was going to say, you're not changing much. You're basically saying, and he's got cannons on his shoulders?
It was just...
There's a bunch of gun-toting Republicans down there that are being like, this sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they'll have time to watch The Predator when they're not busy, going out and protesting, just wearing a fucking mask. But that's a whole nother ballpark.
Or basic human rights, because that's too much to ask.
Well, like I said, that's a whole nother game.
Yep. But this week it's been pretty uneventful, and
which is kind of the whole week as it is. Like news-wise, we don't really have that much either.
Yeah, it really had much has been happening, and so yeah, this Transformers, amazing. Go watch it if you can. It's literally he
means the animation, not the Michael Bay movie. Don't fall for it, please.
Yes, Transformers.
He's gotten enough money.
Cybertron on Netflix.
Right, Predator, Transformers. Got it. Watch it.
Yeah. And also one thing I found out today. Speaking of Transformers, apparently Megan Fox and her husband are separated, and she's dating a new guy.
And why do we care? And why are we even paying attention?
I don't know. I just Transformers, and I just saw it on a website today, and I was like, oh. Cool.
Another part of celebrity culture that I'll never understand. Do you know who they're dating? I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
I know. If we're not boning them, who cares?
Well, here's the thing too. Okay. Slight aside. Anyone who actually cares about the relationships of celebrities, let me just say this to all of you. I don't care if you're male or female and what you're going after. Don't care. They ain't gonna fuck you, so stop caring so much.
I actually just want to mention one last thing. It was this. I remember one time when Twilight was out, and this guy told this listener, "Oh yeah, so apparently Robert Pattinson and what's the chick's name?
Kristen Stewart
again. Kristen Stewart are dating. These girls screamed at the top of their lungs.
I know, because they can't get a bunch of sparkling inside them.
I'm like, I'm sorry. Why are they this excited for a why?
That's what I mean. Like, look, there's a whole culture about fandoms that is just so toxic and so dangerous. But yeah, I don't understand why you would ever predicate your entire like meaning of life around who so and so is fucking. Like, who cares?
Yep.
As long as they pumping out good content, I don't really give a shit who the hell they're boning.
They weren't doing that either.
It don't really mean much.
So,
and by the way, if Robert Pattinson's Batman, he can fuck whoever the fuck he wants, because who's gonna stop him? He's Batman.
Yeah, I know.
Batman fucks.
Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman is just absolutely gorgeous.
Anyways, aside from the things that will get feminists to fucking smack us, I guess I'll move on here. So, pretty basic stuff for me still. GTA a little bit because now that hockey's back, as a Canadian, it is my duty to watch hockey. It's literally in the Constitution that thou shalt watch hockey. It's just the rule. You have to do it. So, I've been putting on hockey in the background and then, just grinding in GTA, because I thought about playing a bunch of CrossCode, because I have been, but CrossCode's one of those games that devotes all my attention. I can't do that in passing. And I think now I'm getting to a point with that game that I can't just go ham on it all day. It has to be like, okay, I'll go do a couple hours, get a little bit further in this dungeon, maybe even almost get to the boss room, cut off while I'm like hitting a puzzle that's getting a little bit too frustrating, and I'll come back to it later, which is what I'm going to do over my 4-day holiday that I'm about to start, which is going to be awesome. Which I haven't had. By the way, fuck you, Vish. You had so much time off work, and this is my first holiday since fucking February.
I haven't had time off work. I just had this weekend.
No. I mean, like, you've been unemployed for so long. You've had time off. Shut up.
Nah.
Yeah, see that's what somebody says when he has no argument. But yeah, CrossCode I put maybe a few hours into. I got to definitely a point where I was starting to worry that I was getting bored of it. Because I'm like, oh shit, am I getting to a point where like the gameplay is getting too similar? And then bam, story hits, and I'm like, oh, okay, the emotions are kicking in now. All right. I'm sorry, I thought bad of you, CrossCode.
Is it an emotionally heavy story involving the characters?
No, well, in a way, yes, where I'm at, but like it's not necessarily like overly emotional before this specific point. Because I'm feeling I'm about halfway in because a big reveal has come. And there was a really good moment where it's like, holy shit, like now you're like, fuck, okay, that's a downer, all right. And you kind of go and you go and you go. And if for a good half an hour to an hour, it's like that for a while and it sets in. And then finally, just that nice little fun moment comes in and kind of breaks you out of it. And then there's a resolution not too long after that. So they did a really good job at keeping my emotions in check. So I wasn't spending too much time like saddened. I quickly got to have a little bit of a laugh. And then resolution came and everything's fine again. I'm like, okay, I'm all good. I'm good. And it kept me going. So now I'm pretty happy to go back in and still resume what has been a very fantastic game so far. So, but otherwise, yeah, no, it's been more of the same for me. It's, you know, I mean, I played one round of Fall Guys yesterday. That's all I did. I played one round. And this is before the matchmaking got taken down for like 2 hours because 1.5 million people tried to play in the first 24 hours. It's a lot of people for a not AAA game, which, by the way, people, because here's more of my ire. There are people literally saying, I'm refunding my game on Steam because this is bullshit. Why would they take the servers down? I'm like, so where were you guys all like refunding Diablo 3 when that was an issue? Or like every fucking major game that has multiplayer as its focus. Because that's like every major game. There's always server issues. It's not it's not an abnormal thing. Especially for an indie fucking game.
Yeah, they got a lot more than I think they were expecting.
Well, here's the thing. If they didn't go for free on PS Plus, this wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, true.
But also now 1.5 million people have played their game, and most accounts say it's really fucking fun. And the one round that I played, basically, if I'm trying to think, was it 4 or 5 rounds? Either way, starts you off with a quick elimination round. All I had to do was just run across a bunch of platforms, try to get to the finish line before a certain cutoff happens. So I think you start with 60, and I think the number says, okay, 15 get eliminated, and that's it. But I think it depends on if people like leave the game during it. So I think it actually shrinks the number. So you can actually get eliminated before that just because enough people quit out of the game that the number changes on how many need to get eliminated to even out the quota they're setting.
Mm-hmm.
But that was fine. Then they put into a team game, which is the one complaint I really want to have with this game because I like the idea of it being you against 60 people. And the second they bring in team play, it becomes a less skill and a less like luck thing. It becomes RNG on the people you get paired with. I got lucky. I played on the team that won, so we were good. But I mean, that's the kind of thing that's like all it takes.
In the game, is it a one-hit kill on somebody?
No. It's not. It's not a battle. It's like we've gone through this. It's that like game that's like Wipeout or Most Extreme Elimination Challenge. So like the team game that happened is almost like a Mario Party game. There's a bunch of eggs in the middle and there's 3 teams and you got to take the egg to your bucket. So it ended up just being whoever has the least amount, that team gets eliminated and it's only 2 teams left to go into the next round. And that's fine, I guess, as a concept, but I would rather if they wanted to do that to make it just team based or have like a mode that's just team games. And if you want to just be solo, throw yourself into that. Because the second you go into team play, you could be the most skilled person in that lobby of 60 and lose because you get paired with a bunch of dipshits that don't know what they're doing. Or a bunch of people that quit. That's the other risky run too. So while I understand why they're doing it because it brings a little more chaoticness to it, I still think that's really weird when the whole point is you being number one. And you can't be number one when you have to rely on 10 other people. It's a little bit strange.
Yeah, but can you eliminate someone on your own team in it?
No. It's straight up like it's a timed game. Like you got 2 minutes. Whoever has the most eggs or whoever has the least eggs gets eliminated. There's no elimination. So unless you're being a troll and trying to piss people off and not do anything, or take eggs out of your own basket, that's the other thing too. Griefing is going to become a problem, and already is, because people are standing at finish lines because you can grab people. So people are trying to stand at finish lines and grab people and stop them from finishing. Because of course, why wouldn't you? But yeah, the team thing's a little bit weird. I kept going through further rounds. They had one of those like platforms coming at you, and you gotta walk through them or walk around them so you don't get knocked off. Managed to do that fine. And the last bit was an obstacle course. I didn't even come close to finishing first. I think I might have been top 5 at best, but whoever won was like miles in front of me because I kept getting whacked by hammers. It fucking every time I'm like, okay, I got it, bam! Like, well, there goes 5 seconds. Like I said,
the game does look a lot of fun.
It's very fun. I think there's just a couple of things that need to tweak. There's definitely some things that could make it better. And again, I've only played one game. Who knows? Maybe if I play 10 in a sitting, maybe it'd be like, okay, I don't know how many different kind of games there are, so there might be a limit on how much there is. But you never know. I mean, as it stands, like this seems like a pretty cool game to just jump in, play a couple of rounds with, and then be done. And just be done for the day. And again, didn't cost me a dime, so what do I care? Unless you're on something that isn't PlayStation. Like if you're doing this on Steam, you're obviously paying money. But for a free game, I'm pretty happy with it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that just leaves you, Chris. So how many games is it on the docket this week?
You guys are going to be so disappointed with me.
Zero.
It's 0. I have not played any games this week, which is so different.
See, I know what happened. It's August now. You're like, I hit my July quota and I blew past it. I don't need to play shit.
No, what happened was Thursday morning, before work, I was searching around on my phone, having my coffee, and that's when I had found somebody that had made a custom UI for Steam Big Picture.
Oh,
Yes, so I've wanted a different, like, Steam Big Picture hasn't been updated since 2014 or something ridiculous. And I've definitely, like all the others, like everything, the Xbox, PlayStation, there's constant UI updates and everything that's coming. So something that's 6 years old and hasn't had an update since, obviously it's very bare bones. It's great for like what I use it for in the sense that it's, I can play all my games on my PC on the TV like it's a console, I guess. But I mean, they've done all these library updates and everything to the actual main UI that everybody uses. And it's like starting to look fantastic with everything they're doing. So I was searching around. I don't even know how I came across it, but some guy posted an update and I was like, oh my God, I got to try and install this, see if it actually works. Because I remember just once I went in and ended up changing the like ambient music that's just in the background of Steam Big Picture to the Wii Shop channel music. And I even got like a rap version that I found on YouTube and I put it on there and I was like, holy crap, this is amazing. But every time you start Steam, it would, if any files were changed, it would reinstall itself like an update and default back to original settings because you could never make changes. But I guess that just by, this one workaround kind of where you create a new shortcut and you do all your changes. Oh my God, I must have spent at least 20, 25 hours just reverse learning to code and tweaking the UI and just playing around. I basically made a PlayStation 4 out of Steam.
That is awesome.
Yeah. I'm still doing it today. I'm not done it yet because as soon as I'm done, the goal is to be done for Friday because I ended up pre-purchasing Horizon Zero Dawn on PC. I have already received my CD key. It's activated in Steam and it is pre-installing itself.
So
I did pause it.
The game comes out on Friday for download?
Yeah, Friday.
Okay.
Yeah. So, well, it's available for like a pre-install. So as soon as it hits Friday night at midnight, it's basically you can just install the last 1 megabyte and just go.
Yeah, and early reviews are very positive. I mean, it's not surprising the game itself is still the same game. They are saying it's a bit buggy, but they haven't obviously gotten the day one patch yet, so who knows, maybe things will be improved a lot by the time that comes out.
Yeah, and I look forward to just hopping in there and just playing.
I almost want to be mad because you're skipping Yakuza right now, but I'm like, man, Horizon's really fucking good.
I know. That's the thing. I told myself I can only buy Horizon if I play it right away. If I'm just buying it and throwing the backlog, why am I buying it?
Yeah,
way more than it is on PlayStation right now. I would wait.
Well, I think like with you, it's like Horizon's your favorite game on the PS4, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's probably about actually. Well, Trails of Cold Steel 3 was really fucking good. I mean, in terms of like PlayStation exclusive, like insert of play like a PlayStation actual game, yeah, no, Horizon's easily the best like exclusive they've done.
Damn. Even over Spiderman.
Yeah, Horizon's that fucking good.
All right, well,
Like
Definitely
Spider-Man is
cool.
a great game, but I think what Horizon does is just the framework for something that we've never seen before. Because
Yeah, sure.
that's a game that really, really just, even from the concept alone, I'm just like, well, this looks amazing. And then like
That's what it was.
I remember
Horizon.
being so worried when that trailer came out because I'm like, this looks so good, but that's what Watch Dogs was. So my brain went, this could be really cool, and they fuck it up. And they didn't
That is
fuck it
true.
up.
No, apparently not. So
The only thing I would
I've got it,
suggest
I'm
to
gonna
you
play it.
is play it on easy to start and see how that handles it. Because if you think it's too easy, you can go up to normal. And if you think even easy, like it takes too long to kill shit, because that was my problem playing on normal, is it's way too difficult to kill stuff easily, even if you're hitting weak spots. So eventually I got to a point that like my patience ran out, and I said, fuck it. Went to story mode difficulty. And again, it's not because I was bad at the game. It really wasn't that. It was just, there's
don't
way
have
too
the
much.
time.
Well, no, it's not even that. It's there's way too much time that you spend shooting something and going back to hide because they have a lot of health. And it isn't even like a big enemy. It's a basic enemy. And I know that that's what like some cases would be. Like if you're going after a big ass robot, it shouldn't just take one arrow to kill. Get that. But in a video game, I don't feel like shooting a couple times, running away till they stop following me, waiting till they completely lose the guard, go back, do it again, and repeat about 2 more times until it's finally dead. That's not fun. That's work.
no.
So
Yeah.
that's why I went to story mode, because at that point I'm like, I love this story too much to get frustrated by the bullet sponginess. So screw it. I don't even care if I'm a pleb for doing it.
Well, yeah. All right. Well, yeah. I'll start it on easy then.
You're not a real gamer. You don't play on hard.
Well,
I'm not playing
I
on
mean,
hard. I don't have time.
I mean, I'm
Yeah,
not
I
a
know.
real gamer to begin with anyway, and I can accept that fact because I like a lot of shit games too.
Me doing this UI stuff has made me already get really far behind. I'm supposed to beat 4 games this month, and I've beaten 0. Supposed to be at like 3.
Well,
Or
go
at
through
least
your
one.
backlog and
I
find all the
think
games that
you'll
take like an
finish
hour.
Horizon in a week.
I don't know.
If you haven't
big is
finished
it?
any of them yet, finish like Emily is Away games or like Her Story
I already
or
beat
fucking
those.
like or like Tacoma or Gone Home or something that's quick.
Everything you've named, I've already beaten.
Well, you're in trouble then, sir.
Fuck. No, I did a lot last month. Even if I just play through, if I'm playing Horizon like every day,
If you
and it just
if
happens
you
to take
like
the
do
whole
what
month,
if you do what I do when I play Horizon, yeah, this might be almost all month for you.
yeah, because I train starting at work next week, so I'm like from 8 to 4, I'm busy. So it's not like I even take a lunch and like go play or something. Like I will be fully engrossed.
But I
in
remember
work.
like when did you finish Horizon like a week or like 2 weeks?
Me? No. If it was probably like a month and change, but again, that's because I'm only putting in like a couple hours a day on it because come home from work, play a couple hours, be done with it. On the weekends, maybe put a little more time into it. I want to say that it was like 3 to 4 weeks, if not longer than that.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember how many hours it was?
I've heard 30.
Oh, I definitely put more in than that because I ran all around the open world and did everything. Probably somewhere around 50 to 60, I would think, for me personally.
Okay, so it says the main story is 22 and a half, but it goes like up to 44 for main and extras, and then 60 to 70 for like actually doing everything.
Yeah, that sounds
Was
about
there a-
right. 50, 60
Did you
sounds
have a
about right for me.
percentage? Like a completion
It didn't
percentage
show
on
me,
it?
and I honestly don't care about percentages because I'm not a trophy guy. So
Oh, and this is the complete edition, so I got all the stupid DLC too.
yeah, you're gonna have a little bit
Oh,
longer
sure.
too because you have the Outer
Which is
Wilds.
probably really great DLC. I'm just calling it stupid because it's going to be even more time.
Or the Frozen
I'm
Wilds.
thinking
Outer
for you
Wilds
would
is
be about
another
50 hours.
Yeah, that sounds about right for him.
Great.
Well, next
So, yeah,
month you
that's
can
all I've done.
finish 8 games.
Yeah, I'll try.
Well, that's a great segue, you say, because next month you'll be able to start playing more games because as we get into our quickies segment of the show, our first story of the day has to do with Microsoft xCloud. So Microsoft xCloud will be starting to open up on the 15th of September. So it will be available only on Android, not iOS as of yet. So you can stream Xbox games to your Android system, which is pretty fucking crazy.
Wow.
You can play
Yeah.
Halo, Gears, etc. on your fucking phone or tablet. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, because right now, like Steam and PlayStation kind of have a similar thing where they've got that remote play where basically you just stream your system to a TV screen or whatever, and it passes through the input. But to actually have the game streamed like PS Now or something, where you're not running it through a PC and then streaming it to your phone, like actually just running PS Now on your phone would be the equivalent of this. And I don't think anyone else really has this. There's GeForce Now, I think, on PC.
Which is just starting to really find its groove again.
Yeah, it's had a rocky start, so I think Xbox is really going to take off. Oh, sorry, I guess there's another one called Stadia, but...
What? What's that?
We do not speak of his name.
Do you guys know what that is? I don't know what that is.
No.
Yeah, and
it's called Shitty.
And Xbox will definitely end anybody's, like, it'll destroy Stadia. like this will just help
Chris,
put even
we do
more
not
vanilla.
speak of it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Stadia.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, 15th of September, it'll be part of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, so it's not going to be anything different. You're paying the $15 a month that you would if you're already getting Game Pass Ultimate. It looks like it will be about 100 games or a little bit more than that. It doesn't specifically say what. I would imagine it's very similar to what's on PC, maybe a little bit more. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, because they could be running it through a PC to start or something. Maybe they're doing those ones because the infrastructure would be a little bit easier than running Xbox console exclusives. Because then they got to stream it through an Xbox architecture.
But yeah, iPad and iPhones are gonna have to wait a little bit longer. It looks like there might be it might be something on Apple's end, because I'm looking at this article here. It says Stadia isn't even available on iPhones and iPads yet. So
it definitely is on Apple's end.
That's probably an Apple thing, and it's going to be available in 22 countries. So that's Austria, Belgium, Canada, Czech Republic, Denmark, Finland, France, Germany, Hungary, Ireland, Italy, Netherlands, Norway, Poland, Portugal, Slovakia, Spain, South Korea, Sweden, Switzerland, the United Kingdom, and the COVID states of America.
Yeah, COVID states America. I'm not gonna lie. If I didn't have a
CSA.
If I didn't have a PC, this would almost be enough for me to get an Xbox.
I mean, to be fair, how do you know it's not something you can use with your PC? I wonder if Game Pass Ultimate is something you can use through your PC with Game Pass.
Oh no, you can. You can. Yeah,
well, then there you go. If you really wanted to play an Xbox game so bad, you can just play it on your phone.
Yeah. Well, once it comes to a thing. No, I just mean say I didn't own a PC. I only had a PlayStation.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, this would maybe be a thing where I'd be like, I have a laptop, obviously, because everybody's going to probably have a laptop. And it's like, you can get Game Pass, you'll have it on your Xbox, and you'll also, that includes the PC version. So for all the PC specific games like Age of Empires and stuff, go launch those. Your laptop's not strong enough, do it through the xCloud. Oh, you got to go outside now? Perfect, pick up your phone. And boom, now you've got this Game Pass alone. Like, I'd never actually buy a game. I would just get the Game Pass. And
yeah, I mean, the beauty of it all is that now with streaming becoming what it is, I mean, we're getting to a point that at least when ISPs start, treating the customers not like shit and actually give us proper service. But, it's going to get to a point where this is going to be the interesting question, right? Like, the PC master race is going to always exist, but in how mass a supply is it going to exist when streaming becomes a thing and you don't need to get that GTX Titan or the 2080 Ti's anymore, when you can just get a pretty average system that just has a decent graphics card and a good chunk of RAM, so you can just run that. Like, realistically, it could get to the point that all you need is like an average graphics card with about 32 gigabytes of RAM, and then you never have to worry about shit again. Like an SSD,
and as long as you have
an SSD, you're good.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering, so for streaming, is a gaming visual card required if it's streaming?
I mean, probably to a very small extent. Like, you probably still need something just to run with. So you can't put it on your work computer that's from HP and was clearly made in 1994. But you could get away with
essentially
my laptop as it is right now at a GTX 650, which is very old, would never have a problem with this because it's perfectly fine for this.
You just
need
you
can get a current laptop, which
you could go to Best Buy and probably get their cheapest gaming laptop, and you'd be more than fine.
Wow.
Yeah.
You might even be able to go and get one of their cheapy
that's
cheapy HP or Acer
laptops
laptops that are always in the store for $400, and you could probably still handle it.
No, that's what one thought I've had for a while. It's if streaming is going to be more and more common with gaming, is it going to be the end of the gaming PCs because we may not need them?
No, the answer is
we just
no.
need stronger internet.
No,
The answer will definitely be
there's
no.
people, yeah. There's people that refuse to use Game Pass because they would rather buy a game and own it instead of
Well, not to mention
rely on
too,
a service.
it's not the graphics will not be better streaming than it would be if you're playing it on the highest settings. Like there's still going to be a point where it gets cut off. Not to mention if you're playing with streaming, you're at the mercy of your internet. Whereas if you're playing right on your PC through a downloaded game, you never have to think about that. So streaming is always going to have its hiccups because we can't trust ISPs enough to give us solid internet that won't fuck up.
Yeah.
So there is that inherent problem. But generally speaking, like it makes PC gaming affordable to people. That's the more important part. It makes it affordable to those who can't afford the $1,000, $2,000 PC builds.
Yeah. And I'm not going to lie, with my PC, if it actually gets decent streaming and because I know the NVIDIA, I think GeForce Now is what it's called. Steam released a thing that they're going to be incorporating it into the Steam UI. So Steam isn't going to be doing I don't know if they will eventually, but they're not doing their own streaming service. They're just going to have the NVIDIA one built into Steam.
Yeah.
So basically you'll launch Steam on whatever device you want, any like cheap laptop. But when you go to play the game, instead of install or play, there'll be another option of just use through NVIDIA or stream or whatever, and then you'll do that. I would never buy, if it's like $5 a month or something, and my internet is perfect, why would I ever buy a new graphics card?
Yeah.
What would be the point?
There's no reason, but I guarantee it's going to be about $20 a month or so.
No, it's $5 a month. If you for like an average like medium build of a PC. If you want like 4K, yeah, you're paying like $20 something.
So yeah, I'm looking at the list.
I'm totally fine with 1080p.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing too. If I really had the choice, I'd love 4K, but I mean, is it really that big a deal breaker to not have it? No. But I mean, that's a whole other conversation when we talk about the consoles. But I mean, just looking at the games list, they've shown 36 titles so far. It's a pretty decent list. Like, you're not getting like peanuts. You're getting things like Destiny 2 and Gears of War, Halo 5, Hellblade, Minecraft Dungeons, Outer Worlds. You're getting like a mixture of their big stuff and newer things too. So it's not like they're gypping you. So they're definitely doing exactly what they should be doing.
Yeah.
And then speaking of other things that Microsoft is also doing that's pretty interesting is this little tweet that came out at the end of the month in July where Halo announced that they are going to be making their multiplayer free-to-play and support 120 frames per second on Xbox Series X. They didn't share anything beyond that. Now, I think anybody with half a brain knows that 120 frames per second means it won't be 4K.
There's no way. There's no PC that does that right now. No. And I don't care what anybody says. The graphics cards coming out are not going to jump that high.
Today when I was filming with my drone, it does provide 4K, but only 30 frames a second.
I mean, like, I'm sure in some aspect, if you get the crazy PC build with like dual Titans and all this stuff, maybe. But just at this point, it's not a thing that's going to happen in a console that's going to cost you $400 to $500. That's for damn sure.
You wouldn't be able to do it in the Series X or anything because they don't have dual graphics cards.
And I mean, look, I'm not going to complain. Like, look, 120 frames per second in a first-person shooter, that sounds fucking great if you're playing online multiplayer.
Yeah.
It's just, again, I want people to temper their expectations that 1080 is definitely like that's as far as it's going to get at 120 frames. You may even have to worry about 720, but I don't think it'll be that bad.
No, they can probably do it with 1080.
A game like Left 4 Dead would absolutely be amazing in 120 frames.
I mean, you can already do that.
Yeah, we can do that now. All of us, like us three. I mean,
it's not that demanding. You could actually make it work. Like if you put the settings down low enough, you can almost make any computer handle it.
Yeah.
But
it's just an older game.
The only thing that worries me about the story is them making the multiplayer free to play, because in theory that sounds great, and it is. Any chance that you can get something for free, that's awesome. But you have to take a moment and ask, okay, what's the catch? Because when anything goes to free to play, that's where it's like, okay. Because there's a story that Jeff Keighley also goes on top of this that kind of intertwines with it. GTA, when it goes on PS5, will be standalone for the online, and it will be free. So you can play GTA Online for free and not have to buy a copy of GTA 4. But GTA Online already has the shark cards and all the grinding. So what does that mean for Halo?
Yeah, would they add some sort of microtransaction?
Because there's no way you're not just going to have it be free multiplayer and that's it.
Yeah. No, there's no way. Especially since Halo Infinite is still, at least here in Canada, pre-ordering for $80.
Well, it's still a full game. So I imagine the multiplayer is going to be like a standalone as well if you're not going to just buy the game. So realistically, you're paying for the campaign. So in other words, man, that campaign better be real good then.
That's what I mean. Like if they're making the multiplayer, which is the biggest part probably of Halo, free.
Keep in mind, I've never played a single Halo game in my life. So with Halo Infinite, is that number 5 or 6 in the
It is technically 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing too. They've put the open world aspect to Halo, so there may be a lot of padding in this game. So the hourage may be worth what we would perceive to be full price.
True.
But will the game? That's the interesting question, right? Because I get the feeling that Halo Infinite, as its campaign, the way that it's starting to look, is going to act a lot more like Destiny. Not in the terms of like the way it's structured, but in the way that you play it. That you're going from place to place to place. It's not here's a level, here's the next level, here's the next level. It's going to be okay. You want to get to this level? Travel this way for about 10 minutes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Which can work, but how long can it work? And that's the problem with a lot of open world games in general.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I definitely want to play Halo Infinite, but
sure. Same.
I only am going to be playing the... Actually, maybe I'll just do Game Pass that month because it's...
So, how many of you have finished so far? Have you finished the 5 previous, or I know you...
I think he's only gone as far as 3 because I don't think they've released the other ones on PC yet, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so I've beaten the prequel one, Reach, and then 1, 2, and 3, and then ODST and 4, they're just not out yet on Master Chief Collection, and 5 isn't out on PC yet because apparently 343 Studios, or whatever they're called, are just overwhelmed with trying to do the Master Chief Collection and Infinite that they have no one to port this.
Yeah, they might be a little busy.
Yeah, they're too busy, which sucks because story-wise is why I'd want to play Infinite, so I need to play 5, even though I've heard not amazing things.
Yeah. But I don't know, like free-to-play Halo is a great idea. It just becomes, okay, but where's the money coming from? Because if they're going to let it go for free, there's a catch. And it's just a matter of, is it loot boxes? Is it costumes? Is it map packs? Is it battle pass? Like, that's the worry. But that's that. And then, speaking of where the money's going, Take-Two retreated. Because they turned around and said, well, look, NBA 2K, it's a title-by-title basis. We're not making all games $70, which, let's be honest, is Take-Two's code for, well, we're gonna test NBA 2K21 at $70, and if you guys really, really like it, we'll make all the games like that. But if you guys really give us a lot of backlash, and we don't make a lot of money on this game that we think we're going to, even though we're still going to make millions and millions of dollars off of dumb fucking sports gamers on microtransactions because they're fucking stupid, we'll maybe, like... We'll wait a little bit longer before we make the 70 thing a real thing, because we really do want to charge you $10 for the same shit every year. But, if you're going to get a little bit pissy-amony about it, maybe we'll wait a little bit longer until maybe we can fool you the next time. That's really what's happening here.
100%.
Because Ubisoft backed up. Ubisoft didn't back up because they thought it was a good idea. Ubisoft backed up because you're supporting abusers and fucking rapists, so you need to do some good PR. And other companies aren't saying shit because they saw the backlash to NBA 2K21 and said, yeah, maybe it would be smart not to be a dumbass too.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll be fine for now. We'll just leave it as it is.
They're all sitting there being like, well, if it succeeds, maybe we can do something. But otherwise, no. So, as we said before in our podcast where we spent like an hour talking about it, $70 ain't a problem as long as the game's fucking worth it, which they ain't if you're gonna do the same shit you're still doing.
Yeah, especially from any sport game.
Yes.
Ever.
Yeah, they should be half price because they're only copy and paste most of the time. But
the only, I don't know. It's I wish I just wish I would have the cricket games released here once in a while, because I know for a lot of people it's not, in North America it's not a big deal, but I think it would sell well.
I think it's dumb as fuck that they just it's the whole region blocking thing. I think is stupid. Like, why block anything? Yeah, if you understand Japanese, it shouldn't stop you from buying a Japanese game and playing it on a North American console.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Yeah,
and frankly, I think you could actually make more money off that, because you could probably maybe even like charge a premium.
Speaking of things that could be making money, because I'm just on a roll with these segues, PlayStation 5.
I have it ready and I haven't needed it. These are actually all on point.
Yeah, they're good segues. I'm doing good today. Tomorrow will be a state of play. No PS5 news, people, so fucking stop disliking the video because they're going to do it anyway. What am I kidding? There is a rumor going around that they are going to have a major announcement sometime later this month, probably more towards the end because they're fucking toying with me. But there is also a thing going around that Xbox is going to, and I think Sony's intentionally waiting now for Xbox to go first because Xbox still has to announce Lockhart, which is their smaller version of the console.
Until the price is released.
Well, no, but what I mean was like Xbox kind of has to go first almost at this point because they still have shit to reveal. They still have a whole nother console that's supposed to be coming out. And they haven't said anything about it. So at some point, they have to show more news. But yeah, like the state of play tomorrow is just going to be more like checking out games, PS4, VR games. I might even stream it because I'm off tomorrow. I might even do that just for funsies. But yeah, like it's nothing special. I don't think we might get a surprise here and there, but I don't think it's gonna. I don't think we're gonna get Silent Hill or anything like that. I don't think that's happening. Because if they're going to have another big PlayStation 5 announcement event sometime this month, potentially, they'll save it for that, probably. So my gut would tell me...
Do you guys have any predictions what could be unveiled?
What, at the reveal event or tomorrow?
Reveal event.
God of War 2, probably, would be my immediate bet.
That'd be a good one.
And then possibly a new Uncharted game that's relating to Nathan's daughter. That'd be the only two things I can think of that would be like a big splash. Oh, and Final Fantasy 16, because apparently that was supposed to be at the June event. That was a rumor floating around as well, so that might be a thing.
If that's a real rumor, I'm gonna die of happiness.
But yeah,
if it's good, World Dice, it looks like it's
tomorrow will likely just be a bunch of games we've already heard about, including some VR games, which is always cool because PSVR is actually really underrated. But yeah, it's nothing special, so people need to calm the fuck down, because that's my job. My job is to bitch about the PS5 right now, okay? That's my thing.
Yes, only Adam is allowed to bitch about the PS5. No one else gets to.
Yep,
I want to see how well that works.
That's canon.
That's canon. Unless Disney buys you...
It's real life lore, okay? But anyways, let's get on to the last story that people were pissy about. So you guys like Avengers, right? I mean, that game looks pretty cool.
It does.
Now, what makes you think I'm an Avengers fan at all?
Yeah, you're right. You're a loser. So, anyways, I'm sure you guys also like Spider-Man. I mean, that's an Avenger that people seem to like a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, wouldn't it be cool if Spider-Man was in an Avengers game?
That would be really cool, Adam.
Well, it's great that you say that.
What should do is that I think
he ruined my bit.
Would put Spider-Man in the Avengers game.
Well, it's great that you say that, Chris, because Spider-Man is indeed in the Avengers game, but just for PlayStation users. And people kind of lost their minds about that. So I want to address a couple of things here. First off, there's nothing that you can do about it because Sony actually owns the rights to Spider-Man. Like, that was in the contract. Marvel offered this to them. Like, that's on Marvel. So, because Sony Pictures, in that deal where they got the film rights and everything else, and Spider-Man could stay in the MCU, Sony now has the rights to all game properties of Spider-Man. That's part of the contract. So they have no reason to give it away. And by the way, why would you? Because that's a pretty big get. Now, do I disagree with the practice? Yes, of course I do. I think everybody should be able to play as Spider-Man. And who knows, maybe you will in a year. I don't know if it's straight exclusive or a timed exclusive.
Disney buys Spider-Man.
Well, that's a whole other conversation. I don't want to fucking get into that. I don't disagree that it's dumb, but I'm looking at it from a perspective of, well, it's literally in the contract. Like, it's not even like me with Vish, the other podcast, where it was like a business thing. No, this is literally contractual. Like, they can do this. They're actually contractually obligated to do it. So there's nothing that can really be done in this. And the one thing that I really don't like, and this narrative has been getting poured around, is that by not having Spider-Man and other Avengers copies on, say, PC or Xbox or whatever, that you are paying less, or that you're paying more for an inferior game. To which I say, Spider-Man's not going to be in the default game at launch, so we're all paying the same price for the same game. And as far as we know, the Spider-Man DLC is free. So no money is changing hands. Really, all that's happening is we're getting an extra Christmas present and you guys aren't. That's what it actually is. You still got the same first Christmas present that we all did. We all got an N64, but I also got Donkey Kong 64 with the fucking expansion pack. That's what I got. So fuck you. You didn't pay more for shit. We all got the N64. So at launch,
like when Arkham City came out, and there was 2 playable characters. For Xbox, it was Bane, but for Sony, it was Joker.
Well, no, but the difference there is that there's at least an option. It's the same with like how Soul Calibur 2 had a different character for each console between GameCube, Xbox, and PlayStation 2. What this is, and what people are mad about, what people are mad about here is that it's one system getting the content and no one else's. And I understand that, because that is bullshit. It shouldn't... Spider-Man's not a small thing. It's not like we're getting, I don't know, fucking War Machine.
Yeah.
We're getting literally one of the biggest characters in the Avengers. One of the most popular characters in all of Marvel. We're getting that as PlayStation players. Now, does that mean that it's the worst thing ever? No, it's stupid, but it's not that big. Like, really, it's not that big a deal, and it doesn't warrant things like, oh, Xbox gamers are paying more for less. No, you're not.
The only thing is, it's like, I'm sure there's gonna be a additional character for each console.
I actually don't think there will be, and if there is, it's going to be based on pressure because they won't have a choice.
No, but the only thing is, like, I don't know who they're going to get.
Well, and the other thing, too, is it won't be as big as Spider-Man because you would never hide that.
No, but all the big guns already in the game. Thor,
not completely true, but I mean, generally speaking, like, there's nobody they could put into an Xbox-only version that wouldn't be stupid to not put in all versions at this point. The reason that Spider-Man is what it is because of contracts. It has nothing to do with Sony doling out more money. Sony owns the rights, so it's their choice. Are they dicks?
I get what you're saying.
Yes, yeah, they're kind of dickish for doing it. Does it mean that Xbox or PC gamers are getting a lesser experience at launch? No, we're all paying the same price for the same game when it comes out. We're just getting more shit by the time that 6 months or a year down the road come. Again, that's shitty, but I don't like the comment of, well, we're paying more. It's like, no, because in fact, as a PlayStation gamer, what happens if I buy DLC that's completely useless? Like, what if I just buy a costume? Like, all of a sudden, you're getting no different. Like, it's really just that case of, I think people are just mad and they're coming up with weird excuses to just kind of play the moral side. To which I go, guys, like, you can be mad. Like, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be mad about it, but I'm saying to make up reasons like, oh, we're getting a lesser experience for the same price. It's like, technically you're not, because we're all going to be sharing the same experience for at least 6 months.
Oh no, I get that part. What I'm saying is my point of view is like, even if they release a console specific character for each system, I don't know who they can get to.
Vish, they just put a random person in there. They can be fucking anybody. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, no matter what happens, no one's going to be happy.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm not disagreeing with you there, and that's what I said at the very beginning. I'm not disagreeing. Like, there's nothing they can do that can trump Spider-Man. They're not going to do. But I mean, to be fair, I mean, let's be honest. Let's go all the way back to Soul Calibur 2. GameCube got Link. What did the other two consoles get? Xbox got Spawn, and
that was awesome.
PS2 got Heihachi from Virtua Fighter. Like, what?
That sucked. That was the worst one I've seen.
But that's what I mean. Like, yeah, you might get an exclusive thing, but again, it's going to be better. And what'll happen is, like, let's say Xbox gets War Machine, PC gets, I don't fucking know, Vision. Let's just say that's what it is. People are still going to bitch that they don't get Spider-Man. That's just the reality. There's nothing that can be done from this point forward. All I'm saying is there's a contractual reason why, and I still agree that Sony's a dick for doing this. But if you're going to come at me and say that, well, at launch, we're paying full price just like you are, but you're getting a more experience. No, I'm not, because it's not coming out right away. I'm going to have to wait like anybody else to get this thing. And still, you're still getting Avengers. Like, the game itself is not going to be like, unbelievably horrible because Spider-Man's not in it. I really doubt that the game is going to suffer immensely just because Spider-Man's not in it. Not to mention, I guarantee you that there's no way they can make Spider-Man in an Avengers game and suddenly have this like flurry of massive content. There might be like a little bit of story stuff here and there, but there's no way they can make it drastically change Avengers because it's a game as a live service. They can't drastically change it on one console while also having different things for other consoles. You can't do that. It won't make any sense.
So, you know what I think they may do with this is when Resident Evil 5 came out, a few months later, Resident Evil 5 like Gold Edition came out where they had 2 additional levels, which were like part of the story but off to the side.
Okay, so but I'm just gonna say here that example is a really bad example to match it because it's not a constantly changing game. Resident Evil 5 was a done game when it came out. Avengers will never be done until they shut the game down. So the reason that I'm saying Spider-Man,
I'm just talking about the campaign part.
No, yeah, but it's irrelevant to this because the reason that people are mad about Spider-Man not being in Avengers for other consoles is because they think they're going to get robbed of major content. And the reality is that in a game like Avengers, in similar games like Division 2 and Destiny and things of that ilk, you can't make a change that drastic because the game is supposed to be the same on all platforms. Mm-hmm. So what's likely going to happen is you're going to get another character and maybe a couple of tiny, insignificant story missions. But the game as a whole will not change for just PlayStation users aside from another playable character. It's not going to suddenly change the story of the game itself. Avengers will be the same across the board. You'll just be able to web sling in the same missions that every other player is getting to play out on a different console or a different device. So, as a whole, it's still a dick move. Again, I'm not saying that Sony's not being real douchey by saying to Crystal Dynamics here, keep this just for us. It's a good business decision if you're Sony, but as an actual like game decision, it's kind of dickish. But for people to react the way that they are in the way that they're reacting, because there's a difference between just being like, well, that fucking sucks, and they're robbing us. That's not the same thing. It's not like they're not taking key pieces of a game out. They're not robbing you of certain story missions, of certain chunks of, like, you're not getting an inferior product. The product is not inferior. Sony is just giving their customers a little bit extra, almost like a cherry on top. Like, you're still getting your birthday cake. The difference is Sony's just putting a couple extra candles on the cake. That's really what it is. It's just a little extra show.
And to add to that, there was an article that I read about an hour ago that got posted and translated from Japanese because I guess the project lead or something from Crystal Dynamics was in Japan doing an interview for Avengers. They're not doing any exclusive characters for any other console, only PlayStation.
Which, again, they have no obligation to do otherwise. So
They said they don't want to.
And it wasn't even Crystal. I don't even think it was Crystal Dynamics' decision. I think Sony came to them with this because they have the rights.
I don't think even Spider-Man's going to be involved in the campaign of the game at all.
I think, I said, I think they'll have a couple of insignificant like side missions for fun, but it won't. Yeah. But like, that's the thing too. If there are cutscenes, I don't think he's in them. That's a lot of extra work.
Because this could be based upon Spider-Man still being in high school, where he's not an Avenger yet.
Because that's the thing too. We don't really know how the cutscenes are going to work for all these things. Like, it's going to be weird. So here's the other thing too, guys. Like, wait and see what the hell happens. Like, honestly, like, let's say a year down the road, if it actually drastically changes the copy to the point that, like, yeah, it's definitely like every other version is inferior, I'll come back on the show and fucking say, sorry guys, I fucked up on this one. But I don't think that's when it's going to happen because
buy the game on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC.
No, I'm not. I don't know. That's adorable that you think I even have money to barely buy like one copy these days.
That is true.
Yeah, no, I'll eat shit. Like I'll eat crow for being wrong on that one. But I don't think because of the nature of what a game as a live service is, I don't think that they can drastically change the game without completely fucking over their framework, which is a bad idea for a game like this. Because if there's not consistency, the game gets fucked real quick.
Yeah,
I really think when Spider-Man's in the game, it's going to be after the campaign because
Well,
doesn't make
it's
sense
already
to change the
2021. They've already
campaign
said it's
from one
2021,
console.
so it's happening long after the first basic campaign is done.
Okay, so yeah, it's not.
Like
gonna
I said,
make any
it's going to be an
difference
extra
towards the
character, and he may not even be listed in the cutscenes because they can't put him in there without literally having to create specific cutscenes for a specific console, which is a waste of resources. So unless Sony's footing a nice big bill for its own team, this is stupid, so I don't think it's going to get that far.
No.
So that's going to do it for all the quickies. That was our closest thing to a big story. We have a lot of extra time on our hands, so I figured I did something we haven't done in a while, which is kind of pose a random question to my two co-hosts and myself as well. I already prepared my answer because I've had time. But
I have.
this, yeah, we're only about an hour in, so I think I'm going to make this a two-parter. So the question to you guys. So we have obviously been gamers for a long time.
Let's do one question at a time if that's cool.
Well, no, that's what we'll do. Yeah, it's two-parter, but we'll go around. We've played a lot of really amazing games. A lot of amazing games. The problem with that is it means we also play a lot of really shit games. Or a lot of games that we hoped were going to be good and were not. So there are a lot of games I can think of. And the question I pose to you guys, and I'll start with Chris on this one. You get to go back in time. So it's a two-parter, so you can stop a game from being completely made, and this can be just because it's garbage or because of what it does in the future to things. Like there could be a butterfly effect to this game, and then also to take a game that was just not what you wanted it to be and make it better, and what you would do. So let's start with, what game would you go back in time and completely stop from happening?
I know mine.
Well,
This one's hard. So the improve one, I definitely have an answer for.
do you want a second
away.
then? Because I can get Vish to go first.
Actually, yeah.
All right, Vish, will you start us off then?
So the game I would stop from being made is Super Mario Sunshine.
Oh,
Because
we're gonna have some fighting
while-
words.
While it's not a bad game, don't get me wrong, it's not utter garbage or anything. It just was the weakest of all the Mario games. And the main reason why I would stop its existence is because the influence that is forced upon that game to other Mario games, such as the Smash Brothers content. There is a lot going on. Like the water cannon is a move in Smash Brothers ever since Super Mario Sunshine came out, and I thought that water cannon was ridiculous and just unnecessary. And there's a lot going on in Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario and the other Mario games, and I felt that it just was not that. It wasn't terrible, but it just wasn't that good of a game, especially for a Mario game.
See, I love how you're like, it's not that good. I'm like, it's a 7 out of 10 at worst. That's still good.
No, but it's a 7 out of 10 for a Mario game is a weak score.
Dude, if
For
a 7 out of 10
console.
is the worst a Mario game can ever get, that's fucking amazing test through time, because Sonic wishes it had that problem.
Agreed. Like I'm sure now that you mentioned Sonic, Chris's list is probably about this long now with Sonic in the 2000s.
Well, no, but you know, I think you could probably pull it off though, because I mean, you can go through that fast.
And
No,
honestly,
that's for that,
that's
man.
the other games. The other game I was thinking of, and maybe it's just I don't know.
Fish breaking the rules as per usual, coming up with 2.
Yeah, Wind Waker.
Oh, okay. No, fuck you. Fuck you.
No,
I just
just
did
what we
not
made.
like Wind Waker.
Yeah, but
at
here's the
all.
thing. Your idea of stopping a game is just, you know, you don't want this game to exist. Like, I'm not talking like just because you thought it was bad. I'm like, you're telling that nobody should get to enjoy this game. You
Okay, then I revoke my answer then.
Good. Because there's a lot of people that will fucking whip your ass for that. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people that whip your ass for Sunshine, too.
I'm just saying. I feel that game is I don't know. I feel like it's a black.
You have horrible standards. That's all I'm going to say.
possible lie.
My game is pretty simple. It's Duke Nukem Forever because, quite frankly, I could think of a lot of games that could have a butterfly effect, but let's be completely honest here. That game took 10 years to make, and it was still a 2.
Wow.
So if I'm going to stop any game, I'm going to stop a game that overhyped people and took a decade to make and fucking never accomplished anything. Fuck, you know the amount of games I could go into here. I could even go back to Star Citizen and be like, let's just stop that game so it stops depressing people. But
so with Duke Nukem, was it just that like the Duke Nukem formula was just outdated?
No, the game was legitimately shit. It was an Xbox game on like the next generation consoles. It was horrible. I think N64. You could play the original Duke Nukem games today and be like, oh, this is pretty cool and inventive, and then play Duke Nukem Forever and be like, the fuck is this crap? Did somebody make this in the Unity engine?
Okay, so was it an Xbox game that was on the Xbox 360?
I could even say it was a fucking like original PlayStation game made for the fucking 360.
Oh wow!
Like I'm not talking graphically; it's just a buggy, poor mess. It's just bad.
We all love the PlayStation; like it was really our console.
But again, I'm not talking graphics. I'm just saying like the quality, like the gameplay quality is horrible.
PlayStation and I'm just saying that PlayStation and N64 are arguably the most dated consoles possible.
Yeah, but it has more to do with the graphic fidelity. But that's again, because I could go in so many different directions. Though I could just be a jackass and be like Fortnite because that would be just the most meta thing to say. I could also say every Madden game from existence.
You bastard!
I could also say Star Wars Battlefront, the new ones, because fuck you, EA. Or Fallout 76. There's a lot of games, but Duke Nukem Forever, just for making people think that there was going to be a fun game finally coming out after 10 years. And then literally, like, one of the first things you can do in the game is walk into a bathroom, pick up a thing of poop, and throw it. Yeah, that's pretty much the game in a nutshell right there. All right, Chris, I gave you enough time. Wow. What you got?
So we were talking about games that we're stopping, right?
Yes.
The game I would stop is Sonic Unleashed.
Why? It's a masterpiece.
I mean, it's no Sonic in the Black Knight. Sonic in the Secret Rings. Sonic Boom, Rise of Lyric.
Sonic 2000.
All of those actually.
Nope, it's just one. Nope, you only get one. You can't avoid them all, Chris.
I gotta destroy the werehog. Just what the fuck? Like Sonic had this 10-year sprint of just ass.
Garbage.
Just ass. Like, I don't know what the fuck happened. The Sonic Adventure games were actually kind of fun. I truly blame the first game after Adventure, which I think was like something 3 or Sonic Heroes.
Yeah, Heroes kind of started that trend. I mean, realistically, Sonic Adventure started because Sega just never really learned how to do 3D.
Yeah.
And still kind of don't.
No, they still don't. No, not at all. And they shouldn't.
I will tell you, though, you're missing out one important game that really should be erased from history in the Sonic franchise. Sonic Free Riders.
Is that the one where they race on, like...
That's the Kinect game. That was so buggy. Oh, my God.
Kinect.
Yeah, try to do... You remember how Tony Hawk had Tony Hawk Ride, the one where it had the skateboard peripheral?
Yeah.
Think that, but with motion controls that don't work.
Why?
Because think Tony Hawk Ride with the Kinect. It's even worse.
No, that's not good. I would not be okay with that. I'd never even played that, and I totally forgot about it.
Side note: I really need to go back and play Sonic and All Stars Racing Transform. That game is fucking fun. That's a great a great alternative to Mario Kart.
Yeah. Oh god.
Oh no. So the Sonic racing games are fucking amazing.
Yeah, they're great.
The second one is painfully hard.
Oddly enough, Sega doesn't do too bad with Sonic games when it's not Sonic games.
Yeah.
Except for Free Riders.
I found the second Sonic Racers game was like rage-inducingly difficult. Like,
well, that's because we know you suck at games.
I'm good at racers. This one was known to be like difficult. Chris had trouble with this one too.
Yeah. It's the first one was like a kart racer, and then the second one was an arcade racer, and they just fucking upped the difficulty.
Oh fuck, I'd excel at that probably. But yeah, so let's start from the top again. So Vish, you get to go back in time and fix a game. You get to make it better. What game is it, and what would you do?
Come back to me, because this one's going to take
Do you have one,
a
Chris?
while. Sorry.
I do.
Okay, so we'll go with you.
I don't know if either of you will have played this. Probably not. It was called Quest 64.
Fuck that game. I had to convince myself so many times as a kid going to Rogers Video renting that thing because it was like the only JRPG aside from Paper Mario on the N64.
Yes, and I owned it. I bought it.
Have you ever seen Pro Jared's video on that game?
No, I should actually.
You should watch that. Oh man, he finishes that game.
I finished it. I played through and beat Quest 64 beginning to end. It was ridiculous. I wanted to like it.
How bad was it?
It
Look,
was just,
when you really think about it, Quest 64 isn't bad for what it is. As a JRPG on a limited system of the N64, it did the best that it honestly could because that was the limitation of the system. But in that case, they probably shouldn't have just made it. But since Square took Final Fantasy and went away, because Square was trying to get N64 to raise the quality on the N64. They were trying to get them to make the thing more powerful because they wanted to put 7 on 64. Final Fantasy 7 was going to be Final Fantasy was going to still be a Nintendo property, and when Nintendo was just not going to up the benchmarks of the N64, they moved to PlayStation, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
So Quest 64 was like Nintendo's attempt to try and get some of that Final Fantasy Nintendo fame still with them.
Yeah, and there's just so much that needs fixing. The battle system was annoying. Like you just would be walking, all of a sudden there would be an enemy, and you're just stuck in the circle, and you're running around trying to do attacks. And I would change the entire battle system. I'd make it a little less running around.
They should have just made it ATB. It would have cost them so much less in resources.
That would have been the best thing to do. Honestly, that would have been the best way to approach it. And it was before Tales of Symphonia and stuff on.
Well, I mean, the system exists. It was Pokemon Stadium. That was literally what that system was. They could have just done that kind of a system, and it would have been probably a lot better for it.
Honestly, if they'd made it turn-based, and then, I don't know, maybe it would need to require the expansion pack or something, because you would walk into a town, and there would be 3 people. Like, 3 people in that town.
Yeah.
And then you would leave the town, and the fucking scenery was always the same. It was just a forest with not many trees.
They could not. They could barely. I'm amazed that game even was able to come out because there's no way. Like that game was like I give the developers a lot of credit for somehow making it like playable.
Yeah, and like the things they had to sacrifice just didn't make it great.
What playable is just always a terrible.
I'll torture you a little bit, Chris.
My God, I can't believe you actually fucking know that.
Is that the battle music?
No, it's just like one of the like walking around in the overworld music.
Yeah, and you hear it on repeat. It's not a very long song.
No, it's not.
Holy fuck. Honestly, I'd fix it by making it an active time battle system and ask them to wait a generation. That would
have been a good start.
Yeah,
it's like, hey guys, maybe wait for a system that can handle it.
Yeah. Like, I think there was a snow area, but it was just the green fields, and they changed the green. Like, it wasn't anything different.
It was just white grass.
Yeah. It was, oh, God. And then the battles were really weird to figure out, like, because there was 4 different magics.
And they don't tell you what they do.
No. You have no fucking idea. And, oh, God. It was ridiculous. I wanted to love that game so much. I have a soft spot because I played through and beat it. So, like, right now, the nostalgia be there, and I'd want to go back and, like, look at it.
Quest 64 remake, let's go.
Yeah, like, let's get a proper remake. That's how I'd fix it.
Do it, Nintendo. Don't be pussies.
Yeah, put it on the Switch.
You waited. It came out a few generations too early. Now it's the time to bring it out.
Now it's ready. Quest 65.
So when I
Quest 69.
Yeah.
That would be the really most pointless like graphical update. 5 pixels.
No. It's just it's a sex RPG.
I know. I never
What's the fucking because it just made me think. What's that Mass Effect like sci-fi like adult RPG that's been hovering on Steam pre-orders for such a long time? Oh my god.
Oh, I don't know.
That was good. That's like the Star Citizen of adult games that was going around. I can't think of the name right now, but yeah, that it just made me think of like, oh no, the crazy sexy RPG is coming. It's whatever that game is. But yeah, Vish, did you figure out yours?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, because mine's gonna take forever, so that's why I wanted to go last.
Okay, so also sorry to do this, but I do this. Another game that I would have stopped the release of it is Resident Evil 6 because it was a fucking...
I don't think anybody's going to hate you for that one. I think that's a good answer. That's... Okay, Family Feud time. Yeah, good answer. Good answer. No, that's exactly what that was. That is 100% the right answer.
Fucking horrible. I couldn't... I didn't finish it. That was the only Resident Evil I never finished of the...
I remember playing the demo of it and being like... I remember playing the demo and being like, I kind of like this, and then that's when I realized, well, this definitely isn't a Resident Evil game then.
No, it was just, it was bad. It was just so...
It was Umbrella Corps before it was Umbrella Corps.
No, there was multiple stories with multiple characters. So there's a story with Chris, a story with Leon, a story with Ada, a story with, like, somebody else.
Jake.
That wasn't the problem. That was a good concept. So... You know how a lot of times with Resident Evil, you shoot a zombie, you tend to kill it on one kill.
What?
And you can kill the zombie relatively quickly, right?
Are we talking about the same series? Because I played the demo for 3. That's not what happens.
Alright.
Unless you play on easy, maybe. I played on normal. It took 7 fucking shots for every zombie.
But it just... It was so like all the characters like it was just so poorly designed, so poorly done that like it took like 10 clips to kill one bad guy, and then it mutated into another one. There was way too many different types of bad guys and way too many. It was so absurd the way they designed this game. It was just such a fucking disaster. Like I was so excited, and it just like I hate myself for buying this right now. I want my money back if I didn't fucking open it.
This was Capcom in its darkest days. Like that was Capcom at its worst before it had its turnaround.
It was so bad I couldn't even begin to explain. And also Marvel's Capcom Infinite, but that's only because I felt like it was incomplete. But anyway, back to what we were talking about.
Is that the one where the pre-orders was the Infinity Stones and they were more like Infinity Eggs?
Yes. The most recent one that came out.
That's yeah.
I
wouldn't even say the game itself, because from what I understand, the game it's like the newest Marvel vs. Capcom at least does a good job of bringing in new people, but the pre-order shit was bullshit.
No. Okay, so I have this issue with like the arcade mode when you played. If each character doesn't have their own individual ending, that just bothers me. It's like,
okay, no, I can see that one.
Yeah.
So that like
I saw a lot of people that were like, "Oh, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, it's too casual." I'm like, "What's the problem with that? Like, people should be able to get into it easy. Not every like right now. What's the fucking game? Is it BlazBlue? I know it's an Arc System Works game, but what they do is they have an option that you can toggle on and off. That if you just, I think it's DBZ Fighters now that I think about it. If you just keep tapping the same button, you'll do combos, and you'll do like really good combos. But if you want to, obviously if you're playing online in matches, you have to do it properly, or you can just toggle it straight off if you want to play properly. Because it makes it available for people that can't do the friggin' 17-hit combos that any esports guy can pull off, but it makes them feel like they're doing something that isn't just punch.
Yeah. No, I get that. And my thing is, it's just, I just found like the whole thing where you cannot have an individual ending per character. It's like there's literally no point in playing that game, like to even like go through the campaign. Just don't even have the campaign in it. Just have the online, have the multiplayer option. But back to where I was going with it, and like you guys know me, I'm not a big fan of first-person shooters. So the one game that I feel like I would change if I had the chance to,
As he's already
Metroid
named
Prime
2 games.
Yeah. No, but those 2 games I would have stopped from fucking exist. Okay.
We weren't.
So,
Oh my god.
Marvel Capcom. The Metroid Prime series. I just think
You would
Metroid
change
works
them?
better. I just think Metroid Prime. I think Metroid itself as a series works better as a third-person action game, shooter game, than it does as a first-person game. Because that's essentially how Metroid started off as. Metroid Prime is arguably the greatest game on the N64, minus Chrono Trigger and A Link to the Past. And that's like, if you look at Metroid, the Super Nintendo games, those are usually the top 3. And for me, whenever Samus upgrades, her suit changes. And the visual aesthetics of it change. And I like being able to see the environment more around me than I do just in front of me. So I think Metroid Prime could have worked better as a third-person action game as opposed to a first-person game. Because also, there's a lot of times in that game where Samus goes into the ball to roll up and like go under things and like go magnetic and crawl through pipes. And I think having the game fully as that and that third person view, whether it's behind the shoulder like Resident Evil style, or whether it's like slightly behind you, Devil May Cry style, I think the game would have been better.
Didn't they try that with Other M and fail?
View, like that.
Didn't they do that with Other M and failed?
That game was just bad in general. The controls were horrendous.
Well, but what I'm saying here is, like, you notice how Metroid has different forms, right? Like, why can't they have a first-person shooter? Like, here's my thing. You're changing something because, like, you don't like that specific system, but other Metroid games still existed.
That's the whole
there were
thing.
but there were still games like Metroid
topic,
Echoes on like handheld devices. You're basically saying that you want to get rid of a kind of game just because you don't like that certain format.
No, so another thing what happens is with Metroid is that there is certain power-ups like the grappling hook laser and also the multi-jump.
I understand what you're saying, but like Prime still does quite a lot of what Metroid fans like, and it must be like doing it must be really well because people are going nuts. Well, then why change it? Like why can't
I personally think that the game would work better in third-person view than it would be in first-person view because some of the power-ups in that game, using it in the first-person view is weird, especially the grappling hook.
Well, you know, a lot of Mario fans are mad at you, a lot of Zelda fans are mad at you, and now a lot of basically Nintendo fans must hate you right now because a lot of people are pretty happy with Metroid Prime 4. Well, actually, no, they're not happy because they don't fucking ever say anything about it now, but... Yeah, I don't know about that one. That one's a little bit weird to me. Like that one's like, dude, like it's not like you're not taking a bad game and making it better. You're taking a game that's already good and just shaping it to what you want. Which I'm not saying is wrong, but it's like, man, like that, like you're basically forcing a change on people who actually really like it. It's not like you're taking, you know, like
this is fully a personal preference.
So it's a selfish preference.
I'm not a fan of first-person shooters.
But all I'm saying is, like, it feels to me like an unnecessary change because it's not like there aren't other Metroid games out there that already have that. Because they were still doing all the handhelds. So if you wanted your Metroidvania, well, yeah, but I mean, they had tried with Other M and it just didn't work.
Perfect solution.
Okay, the thing is with the Other M, you only use the Wiimote, and you have to use up, down, left, right. You never had a chance to actually go full.
What are you talking about? You could use the Pro Controller that I had. If you bought the Pro Controller, you could use that. It was.
I don't know that we had a lot of issues, and I just the controls that were designed for the Other M were not good in my opinion.
Well, then blame Nintendo for putting it on a shit console.
Pardon?
So then blame Nintendo for putting it on a garbage console that couldn't handle anything decent.
Yeah, I know. Nintendo tends to release consoles that are dated at launch.
At least with
But,
Switch,
Chris,
it's like
what
it's
were you about to
handheld, so
say?
you can handle it.
What was your solution?
My solution was just a small upgrade to Prime, Metroid Prime. So it's like Skyrim. Skyrim you can play in third person or first person with the touch of one button.
Well, yeah, that would probably work now, but I don't think you could pull that off on the GameCube back then because that's too much extra framework.
No,
I think another part of why first person made sense for them too is because they probably was a limitation. I wouldn't be surprised if they went, okay, we can do it for the role gimmick, but I don't think we can do it for the whole game because there'd just be too much loaded. There'd be too much popping, maybe. That'd be my bet too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So this is the part where
Sorry,
this is the part where I get fucking mad at shit because you want to talk about a game that could have been made a whole lot better than what it was. Oh boy. I've never talked about this game before on the show, but let me talk to you about Mass Effect Andromeda for like the 19th time. So, I've made no bones about it. Mass Effect to me is like the best modern day series that we've had, in my general opinion. And I'm talking like games that have to have at least 3 games in it since it started. That game just was literally the epitome of the best storytelling that you got on modern consoles. You know, not talking standalone games. I'm talking within a consistent series. So when they finally finished their trilogy with Shepard, I was pretty stoked when they said, because I've been wanting for a long time. I said, you know what? I'm tired of being the badass war hero all the time. I'm tired of being and playing a hero. I want to become one. So when they said, hey, Mass Effect Andromeda has you being an explorer, going to a new galaxy and becoming like the new like face of that new initiative. And I'm like, that's exactly...
You're going from underdog to hero.
I mean, you still have military training, but you're not a decorated war hero. You're not the Master Chief at launch, right? And again, it was also the intrigue of like, okay, it's not an established world. Everything you're going to is new. And everything they said about it was exactly what I wanted to hear. New worlds, you could traverse things, you'd be making first contact, all this stuff. And then the game came out. And that was not what we got. And I'm going to spoil the first, like, 30 minutes of the game, because who cares?
No, you can't spoil. Maybe people want to play it still.
Well, it's not really a spoiler, because it's literally like a tutorial.
I honestly don't give a shit.
What do we all dream about with First Contact? A standoff, speech, a little bit of, like, intensity and worry that something's going to kick off? That would be First Contact, in my idea. Instead, First Contact is you crash landing on a planet because, of course, you know, you can't have a game where you're flying without something crashing. That's just it's the Call of Duty logic. If you're in a helicopter, it's going to crash. It's just the rule. Yep. Here's the other thing too. You're going to explore a new galaxy. The second you get there, it's already fucked. I'm like, great. So what's the intrigue? This galaxy's a write-off. What's the fun? And then you land on this planet it was supposed to be the new Earth, and it's a fucking cesspool. It's just done. The planet's done. And you crash there. Great, even better. So the start of the game, all the intrigue and mystery is gone. Now everything's gone to shit. It's become another Call of Duty mission. And you go and try to find the rest of your squad. It's you and one other squad mate. You go to find another couple people. And you see aliens for the first time. And no matter what you do, you either have 2 options. You shoot them right away, because that's what you're told to do in video games, is you shoot. Or you casually walk up to them and they will fire at you, so you have to shoot them. So First Contact, no matter what you want to do, is always going to end in a battle. So the entire point of exploring is fucked from the start. So the whole point of the game, which is going to new things, is gone because the new things just want to kill you. So your idea is to kill all the new things. And then on top of that, this is the other crazy thing. So Mass Effect has, by the time that it got to Andromeda, there are 4 major races and then a bunch of side races that are more of like the low, like there are 4 major in terms of like the council of all the races that like run the entire galaxy. There are 4, you and 3 others. And there are a bunch of other races that do various things. Some are like literally just like refugees. Some are like shopkeeps. There's literally a race just dedicated to upkeeping, like, maintenance on things. So they have, like, a massive number of races that are, like, autonomous. You know how many they add in Mass Effect Andromeda? A series that has at least 15 to 20 already.
30.
2.
Oh.
The bad guys and the not so bad guys. That's it. Technically, there's a third race, but that's spoiler territory.
I don't think that's too much of an issue because
yeah, it is. When it's a new galaxy, when it is a new galaxy and you only get 2 races on fucking 6 planets. Oof.
Yeah, but here's the thing with, like, for example, let's go with Pokemon. Like, out of nowhere, they added like when Pokemon originally first came out, they had the first original 150, but then
and how much did they add?
They added 100 brand new Pokemon.
So if you have,
too much.
So by that logic, if there are 15 races in a game, wouldn't it make sense to have 10 more? By that logic,
I think maybe
you just went from 150 to 100 new ones. So how do we go from 15 to 2?
No, but I think maybe 5 more would have been okay, in my personal opinion. What do you think?
5 more would have been the bare minimum. It has to be the bare minimum. Because here's the thing.
But do these different races impact the game at all?
Well, the 2 that are there, yes. But it should be more. Like the whole this is all I'm trying to say. The whole crux of this game was new worlds, new places, new sites. But 2 races. What are you exploring? So, with that being said, this is what I do. And I spent a lot of time thinking about what I would do to make Andromeda better. I would have balls. I would have a big set of balls to have for the first 2 hours of a third-person shooter to not have you fire your gun once. Because what you would do, you land on a planet. It's supposed to be the new Earth. There's no real life on this planet. You're going to be colonizing this as your own. It's your planet. You found it. That's the whole point. Is you thought this is going to be your planet to make the new colony for human race on. Or I guess for all the races, because there was going to be more coming in. So you go there, and for the first 30... If you want to do a tutorial where you're like on the ship just doing firing range practice just to get the shooting mechanics in, cool. No problem. But in terms of actually shooting something, 2 hours. Because what happens in my version of Andromeda is you start by landing on the planet. That's perfectly fine and not fucked. Because that was another stupid thing. So you land on this planet, and you start setting up that first colony. First colony ever on this planet. Another small step for man, as it would be. And then you start exploring more of the land. You start getting a feel of the area, the wildlife, the water, like some of the food that you might be able to create with that. You get that, like, this is your home now kind of feel. And then all of a sudden you stumble across this cave. And there's these weird carvings on it. Very peculiar carvings, almost caveman-like. And then you keep finding other things, and you find more carvings, and you're finding like more remnants of something. Till eventually you come across an underground ruin that shows you that there was a society before you. In the same vein that we look at like old Mayan structures, where we look like Aztec, all that stuff. Or like the Roman Empire, like medieval history, like anything from the super, super past, like the Egyptian pyramids, all that kind of shit. And you think, holy shit, it's just like what we used to be, and now we're coming to a new society again. And finally, you find out that this race that you thought was gone actually is still around and more than present. They've just been really well hidden. And you have that first tense moment where they have
like a tribe.
Yeah, they're still tribal. Like they haven't got the upgrades. For all you know, this may even just be literally them in their caveman state that we used to be in. We may be thousands of years ahead of these people. Millions of years ahead. And you have that standoff. And there's the language barrier and everything. And you have balls. You don't have them speak English because they all shouldn't be able to speak English. Because that doesn't happen. and you just have them make sounds. Fuck, do it like Chris. You remember how Final Fantasy X was at the very beginning when you couldn't understand a lick of Albad? Exactly like that. Because if you got the primers over time, you started to understand the language more because they reveal a new letter. So by the end of the game, you'd be able to understand perfect.
This actually happens in Metal Gear Solid 5 as well, where you have to kidnap translators in order to translate.
Exactly, that kind of process where you slowly learn the language. So you have that first standoff moment. And this is where a true Paragon Renegade thing happens. You have the choice to either try to cooperate with these people or fucking shoot them on sight. And that starts the journey of your good guy or bad guy journey as an explorer. And if you do the bad guy version, you get two different halves of the game. You have war with these people and you're trying to wipe them out. Whilst at the same time, actually, you know what, I'll do the other half first. The good half is you start trying to create a relationship with these people and you slowly try to maybe assimilate them to where you are as a culture. You have to obviously do it very slowly, and that would be a really interesting story process as you try to get this race that has no understanding of technology to understand fucking thousands and thousands of years in the future kind of tech. That's a cool story. There are shows that even do that in anime. There's a show called Gargantia where the main character is a Gundam wing level space pilot that crash lands on Earth after it had completely frozen over and was now fully water, and somehow humans survived, but they live on these old rusted ships, and they're back to the days of I don't know, let's say 1800s level tech. They don't have crazy tech, and here you are with this death ship, this fucking Gundam that just could kill anything like that. And there's that intrigue because there's a language barrier too that he has to deal with. So stuff like that can work and can really go well for a long story. And then what happens is as you're assimilating this new race, that's when the real evil comes in and they come in and try to take the planet for their own because that's the selfish race. Or the American race when they go into countries for oil.
Oh.
And that's the good story is you trying to save this planet from these people that are trying to destroy it just for their own just for resources. They want to blow up the planet just for resources. They just want to take it over and just ruin it. You want to create new life. You want to be Earth all over again. Or there's the bad guy side, which is you just want to do the planet for yourself and you spend the whole game warring with this nation, and then the evil nation comes in and you're just fuck you, this is my planet too. That would be an interesting story because it has the process of you actually becoming a fucking space explorer.
I have one major thought about everything you just said.
You want to join Starfleet?
And this
is can we kickstart this?
I hope they take this and make this season 5 of The Expanse. When you were explaining that, that's what I was hearing. I know it's based on the books, but still, imagine.
Well, I know that's not gonna. I know that's not gonna happen because I accidentally read a spoiler from one of the newer books. I'm like, fuck. Okay, well that ruins that for me. But yeah.
Have you read the Expanse books, Chris?
Oh no, I didn't even know they were books until
what are books?
Found the show throughout them. Books are good. I like books. I read books.
There are a bunch of pieces of paper with lots of words on them that people read for fun for some reason.
That sounds stupid. Me like games.
Agreed.
Me go game now. Bye.
But yeah,
there's some with pictures with people talking called comic books. Those are fun though.
Yeah, I mean to really sum it up, it's just the two major things I need to change from Mass Effect is to get rid of this first contact shoot first bullshit because it ruins the entirety of that game. Because it takes away any semblance of choice. It immediately shows you. Actually, well, it was two things. The planet being fucked and then you not even having proper first contact just completely tells you okay, this game is not what they advertised. And as soon as that happened, I knew that something was wrong. And this is before the reviews started coming out and about how bad the graphics were and the facial animations and all that shit. As soon as that happened, I got worried because I'm like, dude, this isn't what I asked for. I didn't ask for a fucked up world and shoot first. That's not exploration. And obviously, we got shooty bang bang because apparently Western civilization can't play a video game unless they have to shoot something within the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm bored.
But yeah, there's that, and the story is fucking terrible. Oh my god, if you played that game and never played a Mass Effect game in your life, you'd be like, oh, this wasn't so bad. And then you play Mass Effect, the trilogy, and you'd be like, how the fuck is this the newest game?
Does it visually? How is the game? still
now
dated, or is it
it's okay. It's still okay, but it wasn't acceptable because they rushed it out the door. Because I mean, the real story is that it changed managers so many times, and so many people left the company that it kept getting restarted. So EA finally got fed up and pushed it out. That's really what happened.
When for example, when the game was first released, like visually, it was not up to par that it should have been. Am I correct?
You know how there's really good facial animations in Injustice 2?
Oh my god, possibly the pinnacle of facial.
I'm gonna because these guys see it on my laptop camera, and you guys look into the camera. This is the face of one of the main characters in the game when she's just standing there and just listening to what you're saying.
It's ridiculous.
And I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking.
Adam, that's terrifying.
People were legitimately creeped out by the main character's facial expressions in doing nothing.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah, that's brutal.
That is fucking
Google image search this after the show. Google image search Mass Effect Andromeda faces, and you'll get some weird shit.
Send it to us in the Discord, which everyone.
You have a phone. Google it.
The video.
Google it.
No, just send it to us in the Discord. That way people can join in and look at the Discord and see it.
Or Google it.
I'll Google it later.
But yeah,
but it's just
as a whole, the game had three major problems. The game had three major problems. Its story sucked, its concept sucked, and its animation sucked. The only thing good about it is they made the gameplay better. They made the gameplay actually good because you had jetpacks and you could move faster. It was better. But everything else was so bad. Like if Mass Effect 2 had Mass Effect Andromeda's battle system, it would be the greatest game of all time. I'm not even joking. Mass Effect 2 would be the greatest game I'd ever played. But
it's already your favorite game of all time.
No, it's not my favorite game of all time. It's my favorite game from that generation without question.
No, okay.
It's probably up until like games like Horizon, Spiderman, and Trails of Cold Steel was definitely my best from like the 3D generation. It's definitely top 5, like without a doubt. It's in that conversation for sure. But yeah, it's ugh. Mass Effect Andromeda is the reason I rarely pre-order games anymore. Holy fuck.
Well, that's the issue. It's just like when you have to go with like.
It's going with your gut, and your gut actually being wrong.
Huge risk.
Going with your gut usually is a pretty good sign because, especially now, I'm 32. I've been playing for over 20 years. I have a pretty good grasp of what I like. So when I'm wrong, it's really perplexing, and I'm rarely wrong. When I pre-order a game, I know I'm gonna like it. And
there's only one game that I canceled the pre-order for, and you'd be surprised as to which game it is.
Well, I'm not gonna ask then.
When was this?
It was PS3 generation.
Oh, then I'm really not gonna fucking know.
It was Deadpool.
Oh.
And Deadpool was still okay.
I love that game.
That was the thing. I heard it was just okay. I didn't hear like, oh, it's awesome. Oh, it's amazing. I didn't hear like it was Spider-Man or like Arkham or anything.
Well, this is around the time too that like any licensed game was not like top tier.
No. Arkham games were around that time, so it wasn't.
Yeah, but let's be honest. At that time, Arkham games were a fucking anomaly. Like they were on an island to themselves. So they at that time they didn't even count the Spectrum.
The Deadpool game's actually a lot of fun, and
it's
got a really
still
fun
good.
Story.
It's just it's not a full price game.
No, I beat it in 8 hours I think total, and that was like going through beating it and going back to get some achievements. It's just a short, like quick action game.
I pre-ordered it because like, oh, this is awesome Deadpool game, but then I hear everything. It's like, don't bother, and I'm like, okay.
I mean, I didn't pre-order a lot to begin with. It was more like, okay, I know I'm playing this, so I might as well get it ahead of time, so I don't have to think about it. I don't have to stand in line on release day and deal with bullshit. I can tell you're watching the Raptors game or something.
Yeah, that was.
How could I know?
I was about to say, like, though, friends, I do have the Raptors game in the background, so if you see me making
no wonder he doesn't listen to me ever. He's always fucking watching something.
I'm listening to you.
Yeah, we'll see on the next show.
You were talking about pre-order. So, like, there's very few things that I pre-order for nowadays. Like, I pre-ordered Skyward Sword, but
Nah,
I'm
you
1 hour into
you
it.
dumb fuck.
You're only
No,
1 hour
Chris
into
said
it.
the game is fucking amazing.
Well, on what system?
But
It was
on-
like
the
I
Skyward
loved it
Sword's
as
only
a
on
Zelda
Wii.
game.
That's what I mean. Using the Wii remote is not a good game.
No, especially now.
No,
looking
If they
back, it's
if they
even worse.
re-release it for Switch, I would fully like say, yeah, that's gonna be a good buy.
Oh, I would buy it immediately if they released it with normal controls. 100%.
But the only issue is like with Skyward Sword on the Wii, you kind of have to the entire time have the Wiimote up because Link is charging his sword.
Yep.
So how would they go bypass that?
You would just patch the game so it doesn't have that mechanic. You would just hold a button.
Yeah. I beat the game standing up. I played the last 6 hours of that game standing because that was the only way to get it properly done. Because if you were sitting, I couldn't get the right angle. I must have looked like a crazy person.
Like,
Yeah, motherfucker
I-
wants to get rid of Wind Waker, but he doesn't want to change Skyward Sword's controls. What a fucking pleb.
No, I do though. That's the thing. Is that it's also like when I got that game, that was like the end of the Wii, and I think that PS4 just started, so I went
PS4?
straight to PS4.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, my timing's.
Wind Waker was
See here,
like
see here's the thing.
one of the last games.
You might be
2011.
right. Just
Skyward
because Wii was weird because Nintendo is not in line with every other console, so they just kind of throw shit.
Yeah,
Well,
but the
and then
Wii
in
U
this
was...
current generation, they had the Wii U and they had Switch.
Yeah, it's
So
fucking
there was two
bizarre.
consoles in this generation.
They have their own... Yeah, they have their own console.
It's its own timeline.
Yeah, I think that
They're
Skyward
on-
Sword came out like 2 years before PS3.
No,
'Cause it came
I
out-
think it came maybe 1 year before.
Because the Wii U wasn't out yet, or it was just coming out, and that came out... So I think that was 2012, so that would make sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, 1 year before,
Let's see, Skyward
I think it's just
Sword.
like
Skyward Sword
Ocarina of Time
was.
was such a
Should be 2011, I
legendary.
think.
It was initially released November of 2011.
And when did the PS4 come out?
I
think
it was
2011.
definitely later than 2011, I would think, wasn't it?
Oh, no, it was after 2011. It
No,
was like 20
it came out.
There's no way the PS4 is not 9 years
No.
old, Vish. There's no way.
No, it came out in 2013 or end of 2012. No,
20,
I think it was
2013, late 20, like literally 2 years later, almost to the day.
Okay, so I don't know. I think I was over my Wii.
A lot of people were by that point.
Oh yeah, I was over it like.
As much as I like Wii Sports and as much as I like some games on that system, I regret both Wii's, both the Wii and the Wii U. I regret buying both of them because they were
The Wii U, I definitely.
they were a
regret
colossal
more.
waste of money because they did not put enough out for it. And that's part of why I've just never touched the Switch because I just don't trust Nintendo with the library.
As I'm gonna say a controversial piece here, the Wii U underrated system. I think it doesn't have.
Well,
any
yeah,
games.
because nobody rate like anything is underrated when there's a no
The
rating for most people.
technology,
True.
The hardware on the Wii U is what held it back. It could have been a good system. It could have been a really good system, but for example, they were talking about Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Why it was never released in the Wii U? Guess why it was never released?
Because it couldn't handle it.
Couldn't handle it.
That's exactly it.
The Wii
Yeah, but
Wii U
Switch can-
So
the Wii U should have just
No, but
been
this is a game
like a Wii at
that was
double
on the
power. That's what it
PS3.
should have been.
That's the game that was on the PS3, and for some reason, a current gen system couldn't handle it during the PS4
Yeah.
era.
No, that's the
That's the
problem.
problem.
The Wii U, they figured, and this is the mistake that Nintendo made, and this is why they really should never fuck this up again because I think they learned. They saw the sales from the Wii and said, "Holy shit! Look at what we unlocked. Let's do it again," without understanding that the casual market does not buy twice in a row.
Yeah.
No.
They thought they could hit grandmothers twice, and grandmothers, you got lucky that the grandmothers fucking took it once.
Yeah.
Like
I
during that
I really
time
like the Wii U.
I liked the Wii way more. I thought the Wii was actually
The Wii U is a horrible peripheral. The tablet thing is the stupidest thing they ever came up with.
No, see, I like it. I actually like the Wii U more than the Wii.
Nah.
no. I like the Wii better.
I mean,
because
I guess I like the Wii U better just because I can also play Wii games on it. So I can kind of still play everything that I want.
with me it was I had more memories with the Wii. With the Wii, I would say, with Smash Brothers, with Mario with Mario Kart, with Mario Galaxy. I thought what's it called, with the Wii U. Mario 3D Land was amazing, and it was actually one of the few Mario games that was legitimately hard.
3D World?
Playing that game,
really?
Yeah, 3D Land or
no, 3D Land was 3DS.
3D World.
3D World is Wii U. That game was hard, really?
Oh, yeah, so that game was actually legit. Did you ever play it?
I own it. So either you're really bad or I'm really good. I think I'll take the latter. Actually, I like that one. I like that one better.
Okay.
I'm really good at games.
I found that game was actually legitimately difficult. I find the NES Mario's a lot harder than the fucking new ones now. No. Don't get me wrong. NES Mario completely rage-inducingly difficult. All three of them.
I'd even say
level 7 and
I'd even say like 64 is harder than Mario World is.
I don't know. Because I'm pretty good at that one, but that's because I played it a shit ton. Like a shit ton.
I don't know. That was like one that Mario 3D World on Wii U. I legitimately found that one to be a difficult Mario game, which is like exceptionally. But that I found the Wii U was just not. It was way too dated when it came out. When it got released, you needed an update. When it got released, when you first took it home, you had to update it.
Oh, day one updates.
That's normal for consoles.
Yeah, that's. I'm gonna install Horizon, ready for Friday, and there's gonna be a day one patch I'm gonna have to also install before I actually play, because the day one patch isn't ready yet.
Yeah.
Games now, it's just, I mean, they're a lot more complicated than they were in 1987, I guess.
Well, 2007, because PS2 didn't require any game day updates.
True.
Well, that's because internet sucked back then.
It also means that all games on PS2, PS2 never got fixed.
Yeah, that's the thing too. If you got a bad game, it was always a bad game.
It was Miyamoto.
There was no No Man's Sky on the PS2.
Oof.
No Man's Sky now is amazing. Like, no joke, No Man's Sky is amazing now.
Yeah, I gotta get back into it. I own it. I got it on a Humble Bundle back. Of course I did, right? But yeah,
it is the one beauty of things now with patches. Games can actually be made to be good. No Man's Sky is a great example. Rainbow Six Siege recovered immensely.
Oh yeah, Siege.
So it's definitely possible. The problem is there's also games that suck no matter what they do to it, like Fallout 76, which just keeps making you pay more money to play it somehow.
Or Resident Evil 6.
No, they never. No, it doesn't. No.
They could patch it and make it a different game.
No, they actually did do an upgrade for that game because the camera angle was so tight.
Yeah, but I'm not talking that. I'm talking like major upgrades. Adjusting the field of view slider. A field of view slider is not an upgrade.
Trust me, if you saw the way the game.
I played the game, Vish. I'm just saying, changing the field of view is not the same as what, say, No Man's Sky or Rainbow Six Siege, or example I've done. That's not the same thing.
Speaking of upgrades, Anthem 2.0, another example.
That's not. I don't think they can save that.
I don't know. I hope they do and sell it for $5.
It's EA. What makes you think that's going to happen?
$6.99.
Chris, how much have you had to drink tonight?
Yeah, I'm just saying how much I'm willing to pay for it, not how much they'll actually sell it.
There we go.
$6.99 is my highest.
Just say?
What if it's just 69 cents?
Well, then I will buy 69 of them.
Ooh. Wait, isn't that's like $40? What are you talking about?
Yeah. That's you're not saving shit, dude.
All right, well, we just found a way for EA to make money. Just make every microtransaction 69 cents, and people will buy a fuck ton of them. All right, so we solved your problem, EA. You don't need to make shitty games anymore. Just make everything 69 cents. We solved all the world's
I would
problems,
market
guys.
this as a joke.
That's the point. Is they would make money off of joke buys. So we solved all the world's problems. Gaming is fixed now, guys. So I think we can end the show because we fixed everything. The world can stop fighting.
Best ending ever.
Yeah. So that being said, guys, thank you so much for checking out the VCR podcast. If you are watching this live, there's one viewer. I don't know if that's me or if it's somebody else. Doesn't really matter. Hi. Thanks for checking us out. If you're watching this on the YouTube VOD, please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more stuff. If you're listening to this on any audio platform, you can rate us. Please give us a 5-star rating. If you really have to nail us 1 star down for Vish, I understand. We totally understand that. But...
I gotcha.
Yeah. If you want to follow us on social media, despite the fact that we don't use it as much as we probably should, for the podcast itself, you can check us out on Instagram at vcr.podcast and VCRpod on Twitter. Our official website now for the audio podcast is vcrpod.podbean.com. If you're looking for individual Twitters and Instagrams, on Twitter it is Views Vishals. That is VIEWSVISHALS. Jin and Chris on Twitter, because motherfuckers got to make it complicated, and CS Radical on Twitter. On Instagram, it is also Views Vishals. It is jin.n.chris on Instagram, and CS_radical for myself. So with that, see, I can do the intro right, and I can fuck up the outro now, because no one makes it this far, so it's okay.
Wakanda forever.
So yeah, with that being said, guys, thank you so much for checking out the podcast on behalf of every of my co-hosts here. Thank you for listening to us and suffering through us and all that jazz. And we will see you next week when maybe there's a PlayStation 5 announcement, right? State of Play. Totally gonna have one, guys. They're lying to us, right? It's totally a ruse. It's fake news. Fake news. Trust me. I know all the PlayStations.
Wrong. Adam Trump will be back one day.
Someday.
Someday.
Have a good night, everybody.
Man, I'm gonna have to redo the overlay for Adam Trump. Man, I don't want to do extra work. Ugh. Speaking of extra work, why am I talking anymore? This show's over. We come back next week. Later.